going to be going over the thoracic glide. The thoracic glide is going to use our thoracic spine. The thoracic spine is located in the middle of our back, so you can think of it as just sitting right in between where your neck is and where your low back is. Today, we're simply going to teach it how to move into maximal flexion and extension, or you can think of that as teaching it how to round and then how to arch. This is important because we do a lot of sitting nowadays, and when we sit, our back tends to lose the ability to move through those ranges of motion. When we lose the ability for that part of our back to move, it's very easy to get tightness and stiffness in the areas above and below the mid-back. So it's not just the mid-back itself. You can think tightness and stiffness in the neck, the shoulders, the shoulder blades, the low back, maybe even your hips. So with this, you will now have one of the quickest and easiest ways to feel better simply by moving for a couple seconds with the thoracic spine.
Okay guys, so now it's time to actually perform our thoracic glide. You're gonna need something to sit on. It doesn't have to be a chair, it could be a bench, it could be the edge of a bed. It doesn't matter as long as you can sit towards the edge of it, because when you start to flex your spine back, you don't want to run into whatever's behind you. And it usually works best to be able to have at least one leg on the floor just for balance. Later you can decide what you want to do with your legs and things like that, but it's easier to learn it with one touching the floor. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip sideways so you can see what my spine's doing. You can feel free to stay where you are as we go through it. All right, so again, now I'm sitting up at the edge of the chair so that way I have room for my spine to move. I'm going to hold on to one leg. It does not matter which leg you pick. This is not like a right or a left thing. It's just an anchor for your arms. So once I'm holding on, the key here is I want to relax my arms. Okay, so during this movement, we should see only spinal movement. We should not see shoulder movement, shoulder blade movement, or elbow movement. Okay, so we're going to start by going into flexion. Remember, that's rounding at the spine. So I'm going to relax my arms, hold on to my leg, and I'm going to start pushing my spine back. I'm crunching down through the abs, and I'm pushing that spine towards the back of the chair. I should get a nice stretch here. I'm going to hold it for a second, and then I'm going to now come forward into extension. So that's arching. So now as I bring my chest up towards the sky, I can also let my head roll back. And notice at this point, I have not squeezed my shoulder blades back, right? So my arms are still relaxed, shoulders are still down. It's just my chest arching up through. And then we now go back into flexion again. So now at this point, if your shoulders have crept up, drop them back down. So we have flexion and extension. Okay, go ahead and do a couple more reps and then reassess yourself.